What's up, everybody? This is the Did You Miss Me podcast, and this is a special edition, 96 Bulls. We recap The Last Dance. Now, we've taken on that mantra because we're competitive, because this is the best storytelling podcast in the game. Joining me today, man, again, it's D-Lay. D-Lay is up in this thing. You already see him, Kevin Danfoo Simpson. Now, we opened up this episode with episode 5 and 6, and we start hearing in the previous episode and in this episode how Dennis Rodman was a dog out there, how Dennis Rodman needed to get a vacation. He asked for a 48-hour getaway. He was that bad. He was tearing Jordan ass up at the Pistons, and then he came over, and then he told them niggas he needed to get the fuck away. How y'all feel about Rodman?
Bill, I'm going to tell you something. I got him. First of all, shout out to Phil Jackson for knowing his personnel. That's a big part of a coach. Not so much assembling talent, but knowing how to manage these egos and attitudes.
Knowing how to manage talent.
Period. Rodman said, hey, man, I've been in this box. He a party animal. I got him. You know why? Because the 96 Bulls, we all party animals. So we get that. That's why we was like, yeah, man, let the man take a break. But when that nigga didn't come back after 48 hours, was wilding. Made me think about a time in high school when I was performing and I had just got introduced to sex. I don't really know sex like this. What happened was I have had it, but I haven't had a multitude of it, which I can be like, oh, I've had it. I'm cool with it. I meet this female who's playing for Louisiana College. She's a freshman. Her name is Tisha. She's playing for Louisiana College, and we're hosting there's a tournament that they're hosting at their gym, so she's in the stands. I'm playing. After the game, she rose up and she was like, hey, good game. You should come to my game sometime and check me out. I'm a point guard as well. We hit it off. My coach see the whole thing transpiring. My coach is like my dad. He says, hey, Devitrick, what's that all about? I said, she invited me to her game. Seems like that's more than what she's inviting you to. Are you aware? Are you listening? Yeah, coach, it's cool. Sure enough, me and her link up. And just about every time I see this woman, we touching each other. We have to. We got to.
Got to touch.
And I'm in the mid part of my season. This is my senior year. So we expected to win state this year. State. I'm averaging about 17, 18 points a game. I can't make a jumper. I can't make a goddamn jumper in a game. Nothing. So finally, a coach called me in the coach's office. It's him and the other 3 coaches. Hey, Devitrick. Hey, man, have a seat. Have a seat. He said, how you feeling? I said, I feel good, coach. Bullshit. How you feeling? I'm good, coach. You're not good. Tell me what's going on with you, man. You're not hitting your shots. Like, what's going on? I don't know, coach. Just been off. I can tell you what's going on, Devitrick. He goes to the chalkboard. He picks up some chalk. He said, you want to know what your problem is? Why you won't win state this year? You'll have that hanging on your head for the whole life, your whole life? Why? He takes the chalk. He starts writing. He writes an S. He breaking chalk up as he writes it. S, E, X, and throws the chalk at me. Sex, Devitrick, that's why. Sex is going to win the championship before you. I was like, and I didn't realize. He said, you don't understand because it's new to you. Sex is draining. Sex is draining. And every time you enter that woman, just know this. You're letting your teams down big time. Every time you enter, you're letting your team down big time. So you make the decision. You want to win the championship or you want to keep entering her? I said, I want to win the championship. Well, leave her alone. You know how much sex she'll give you after you win a trophy? I don't know, coach. So when Rodman had that situation going on, I got it. But
he got to get away.
Rodman went back that thing in shape. He was ready to go in full throttle. He just needed that break because he was a party animal. He needed to be free. And that's what it is, bro.
Sometimes you need certain shit to be great.
Yeah.
Once Tiger got found out and he ain't have no hoes no more, his game went down.
He needed that. He needed that thrill. He needed
That's
that.
true.
He
That's
needed
true,
that edge.
fool.
He needed that release. Rodman needed that release. He needed to go play. He needed to go take a break.
Mhm.
Hey, boys, bring me a water.
Now, episode 5 and 6, if I'm not mistaken, also was they talked about. Is this when they talked about Gary Payton and the Bulls playing them?
Yeah, that happened at the end of episode 6.
Okay. So now here's the thing. As we are the 96 Bulls,
That's right.
this takes me back to the 96-97 season. This is the year of the repeat.
Yeah.
They're going for 2 in a row for the second time. Championship number 5, right?
Championship number 6.
No, number 5.
Oh, no, number 5. Number 5. The repeat. Yeah, repeat.
Yeah, 96-97, championship number 5, the second repeat. Now, at this time, I'm no longer. It's a brief period where I'm not in the group home. I'm not with my adopted mother, but I'm staying with my auntie.
Yeah.
In Hillside, Illinois, right? At the time, I'm going to Proviso West High School, and I get into a situation at school where I got into a fight, and I got into a fight by the lunchroom. I remember it was yesterday because the dude I was fighting was my friend. His name was Edward Pinkney. I used to hate that last name, you know what I'm saying? But this was a family. You ever have that family that's known for fighting? Like,
yeah.
The whole family just like, hey, them niggas can fight. You know what I'm saying? Now, me and this nigga friends, right? So I don't know what happened while we was arguing about something simple, and it turned from that to a shoving. Then the next thing I know, I ate 2 punches. Like, and it was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was so confused because I'm like,
see that?
We didn't talk shit before. We maybe shoved each other before. But I ate 2 punches. Bang, bang. So I was like, what the fuck? So I started walking towards him. As I'm walking towards him, this nigga let off 2 more. Bang, bang. I was like, oh! This nigga that hit me 4 times. Now, at this point, I got to do something that makes up for these 4 punches I done ate. Now, I'm a little wobbly, but I'm good, right? I'm ready to fight now because I'm pissed. I said, oh, this is no longer my friend because I can't fight my friends. So now it's on and popping. So, nigga, I goddamn it look at that nigga, and I was like, nigga, that's all you got? That's it? Man, that nigga hit me again. Everybody talking about, so everybody's standing around like, stop talking and fight. But nigga, for some reason, I would not swing. I just kept saying, nigga, that's it. Nigga, that's it. And that nigga kept hitting me. And he getting mad because I'm steady walking forward and
eating it. Eating this shit.
That's it. That's it. That's it. Nigga, that's all I did the whole fight till finally motherfucker broke it up. And I'm looking at that nigga like, yeah, nigga, now what? Now what? This is the first time in history that a nigga lost the fight and won at the same time, nigga.
Nigga took his confidence away. That's how funny, going back to the 5 and 6 episode, we also learned about this one where they played the Knicks and how the New York Knicks with John Starks, Anthony Mason. The thing that was tight about this one too was it's kind of like the return of certain nemesis. Charles Oakley, who we learned early on, was real close with Michael Jordan and helped him become more of a dog because he was at the Bulls and they traded him off and sent him off to the Knicks. But he was one of Jordan's closest friends. I didn't know that. I didn't know how close he and Charles Oakley was. But that whole Patrick Ewing team, now you got to think too, Patrick Ewing, he hate Michael Jordan. He hit that game-winning shot on their ass at Georgetown in front of everybody. Then came back, and this is the time when we felt like, nigga, he got to hit them free throws, and that nigga could win. And it was just like how you saw they was battling it out.
One of his closest friends, too.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. Just like Charles Barkley.
Yeah. Now, it's fucked up. We saw also in this episode, well, not this episode, but we also saw it in the series too, which develops that how him and Charles Barkley stopped being friends. But they also touched on how Charles Barkley, he knew he was going to play Barkley. So what he did was he took him out and bought him a nice ass set of earrings and a necklace. It was like $20,000 worth of shit the night before the game. And shit, he said, we ain't got to worry about Charles the rest of the series. Charles didn't foul him. Charles didn't do shit to him because he was so enamored at the gift that he got him. Like, could Charles Barkley buy himself his own $20,000 necklace? Yeah. But it's the fact that the nigga I'm playing against bought this for me, celebrated him. Mine fucked him and took him down in them first 2 games where he was off his shit. So y'all remember anything about the Knicks during that time, about how they was, you know what I'm saying?
That dunk for me from Starks, I'll never in my life forget that. Because here's the deal. Jordan, he got your ass. You try to duck up out. No, motherfucker, he got you too. You in there too. Everybody, when he went baseline and yoked on you, motherfucker, Jordan tried to dump out it like, I'm out of there. It wasn't no, nigga, that's on your record. That's on your record. I never thought that the Knicks could beat the Bulls. I never thought that. I never for once thought that they could beat them in a 7-game series. I wasn't even worried about it.
Never.
But that dunk for me was like, because I had never seen
Starks get up like that.
Nor have I seen Jordan really done like that. Iverson ain't hit him with the left to right. He ain't been done like that. Jordan really didn't get embarrassed like that. That start shit, play it back. Go play the highlights. He went baseline. Jordan tried to dunk about it like he wasn't a part of it. Hey, nigga, eat that. That's on you too. But I never thought that the Knicks were strong enough to beat them. Never.
Let me tell you something. The Bulls-Pistons rivalry, I didn't catch till the end of it. And so, then I was young as hell anyway, so that wasn't really the rivalry that defined my life. My rivalry for the Bulls that defined me was the Knicks rivalry. Now, here's the fucked up thing. There's several things about this series that are monumental and that stick out to me. One, I live in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Chicago Bulls fan.
Yeah.
1, because they awesome, and 2, because I'm a firm believer that you are supposed to like the team where you live at. I hate when I meet a motherfucker and they from Texas. They from Texas, but their favorite team is the Giants. Like, shut your ass up. Like, you just that's self-hatred. Just shut up and I don't want to hear that shit. You really just want to be different from everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Now, them type of niggas get on my nerves. Like, different for no reason ass niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your team could be the winning team. You still like, but I'm a Ravens fan. Shut your ass up, nigga. You live in Louisiana. So anyway, I'm a Bulls fan off top. And I believe that even now, they terrible. I'm a Bulls fan until they lose and they no longer in the playoffs. Then I'm no longer a fan of a team. I go for my favorite player and where they at. And I fuck with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, another way that I pick my team that I like, which is unorthodox, is by their jerseys. Some people's jerseys is just ugly. I never cheer for them because the jersey is ugly as fuck. You'll never.
What's an ugly jersey for you, fool?
Huh?
What's an ugly jersey for you right now in the league?
The Milwaukee Bucks have always had an ugly jersey. It always will be ugly. Green and gold is just terrible.
The Mavericks always had a trash jersey to me.
Who?
The Mavericks. I never wanted a Dallas Mavericks.
Utah Jazz had some fucked up shit for me. The Utah Jazz. I didn't like the
Utah Jazz always looked like you knew that they was over there fucking multiple women and designing. Yeah, put that on. That's fine. Hell, welcome to Salt Lake City. Son of a bitch.
Why y'all got the mountains on y'all jersey? Fuck the mountains.
Mountain on your jersey.
Hey, man, they said they used to say John Stockton would show up to court to the game in a minivan, hop out that bitch full of kids and his wife, full of kids, a minivan to the game and bust your ass. Get right back in the minivan and drive off.
Here's the deal, John. You can bust our ass. You can bust our ass all you want. You shouldn't have been on that motherfucking dream team. I can tell you that. I don't give a shit what nobody say, bro.
Hey, wait. Don't give them that because that's going to come up for episode 7 and 8.
Let me finish this up. So, now, I'm a Knicks fan in the 90s. living in Chicago.
Ooh.
Now, ooh, yeah. Now, I'm only a Knicks fan because I like the way that orange and blue hit.
Okay.
I like the way that shit hit together. So, nigga, that year, and the Nike, what they call the Air Force Ones, they came out with an all blue shoe with an orange bottom.
Yeah.
I said, God damn. I had that motherfucker and a Knicks jersey. Do you talk about nigga about to get killed in Chicago, about to get gang devoured. Niggas, there wasn't even gang colors, and niggas was walking up on me throwing shit down. Orange and blue wasn't even gang colors. They was like, nigga, take that bullshit off before you get fucked. Nigga. So Scottie Pippen dunked on Patrick Ewing. And it was when I finally felt like Scottie Pippen was like no longer a chump. Like, cause even after the Detroit series, after he got his balls in Detroit, he got chumped again a little bit by the Knicks. But after he dunked on Patrick and stepped over him like that and looked, he dunked on him, pushed him, stepped over him, looked down at him, and then walked off. And Patrick like pushed him from the floor. You know what I'm saying? That's what I knew. Scottie wasn't no punk no more, and he wasn't taking no bullshit.
Hey man, them niggas was
John Starks dunk. Fast forward years later, it's like 1998, 99 maybe. I didn't start boosting clothes. Not really boosting because I'm not stealing them, but I would drive to New York and buy clothes from the Chinese area on Canal Street. They would make knockoffs of everything, and it looked like real shit. Me and Mark would drive up there, get a car van full of this shit, drive it back. We buying purses, like Louis Vuitton backpacks was big at the time with the egg on the back. You know what I'm saying? We was buying those for $50 to $75, coming back for selling them for $300, at the least $150. But they was going for $5 and $6 in the store, so it was easy to sell them, right? Yeah. So we getting that, we getting jogging suits, we getting all the shit. We go to New York. It's 1998. The Knicks and the Bulls game where John Starks dunked on Michael Jordan was at least 5 years earlier, right? It's years later. I know that. It might have been later into the 2000s. I know it's been a long time since that dunk happened. Yeah. Nigga, we pull into New York. There is a mural on one of the biggest buildings in Times Square of John Starks dunking on the Bulls. I say these niggas ain't had shit happen good
since then. Since then.
There ain't been shit since Snoop came through and crushed the building.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you check out the next episode, a recap we got of episodes 7 and 8. And make sure you watch the Did You Miss Me podcast. Each and every new episode's on Tuesday, available on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, and on Apple Podcast Networks. Again, I'm Billy SORRELLS. We got Kevin Damsoo Simpson and D-Lay. And this is the Did You Miss Me podcast special recap of episodes 5 and 6.
5 and 6.
5 and 6. See you next time. Hold on.